Goeiemorgen, YouTube! Grab your cup of coffee and sit back, because today we're playing SuperHostile Isolation. Nope, nothing. How can there be no food in this place? Ooh, wait, I do have, well, they said I needed backup. Oh, yes, finally! Yes. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna... Tools. Ah, yes, this is what I need. Pickaxes, axes, this thing. Organics, building materials. I think I'm gonna take some ladders with me, not all of them though. And blocks. Give me a stack of cobblestone. And, ooh, golden iron. There's a ton of... Wait, is there any wood? I can't remember seeing any wood. Nope. But I'm gonna take a sapling with me. And see if I can't... Wait, they had a farm there. So I'm going to... So much things. Storage and workshop. Wait, this is where I was. Yes. Let's see what's in Tali's room. Notes. Ah, yes. Whoops. You will get your mastery degree. You got this. Dawn Dusk reminder. Summon your arrows and potions. If you miss your daily summoning routine, it's 5 points off. What the... This is getting strange. Let's read these notes. Whoops. Day 4, day 1. So, I need to do some inventory management. To those who find this. Hi there. In keeping with best practices of the Adventurer's Code, I'm leaving a copy of my notes here for any to read. My name is Talia Ortega, but you can just call me Tali. I leave this camp to the next adventurer who finds it. Some of the food should still be good, although by now I'd throw out the meat. It feels a bit strange thinking someone might read all my journals, but if you're here, you are either taking the test or you're a lost soul in trouble. Well, welcome to the only spot you can keep warm in this frozen wasteland. The generator is locked up. The only use for the arcane nexus in houses is the small residual energy it leaks. Small being relative, it is still enough energy to warm a large area. Anyway, I'm about to activate my room of recall and head back to Valgard. I did it. I studied the generator. I summoned all my class items every dawn and dusk, and, most importantly, I survived. Yayifications! I don't know if they will use this site again for the test, but if they do, and you come here, look me up later. We could be like frozen icebox survivor besties. Alright, I'm out. Tali. Okay, let's read through her notes and hopefully it can shed some light onto this strange wasteland I am finding myself. Day 1. I'm so nervous, but I'm also super excited. This is the first day of my test for my scout class mastery degree. I'm gonna get this wrong so many times. All I have to do is catalog all the functions of the old generator. Of the old Magitech generator. Here, while also remembering all my daily scout tasks. Oh, and I also have to hunt at least 50... Wait, I need to take note of this, actually. I also have to hunt at least 50 monsters of any kind, which means eventually I will need to explore beyond where I teleported into. So yeah, this place is an old Magitech plant used by the miners and researchers. So wait, let me get out a piece of paper and start a checklist. Catalog the functions. Uh, Catalog the functions of the generator. Remembering daily scouts ask. Okay, and on the next page, hunt 50 monsters. According to what the professor told me, this used to be a mining settlement. Scouts, like me, scouts are awesome, found a huge deposit of iron ore, and teams kept coming in via airship until they had built a little town. I am less clear about the research station. From what I understand, Hain Corporation would get some kind of massive tax write-off if they provided material support for an archaeological expedition. Housing pods for historians must have been cheaper than their tax burden because they did it. Everything was going well for the miners and the researchers, and most of the iron got mined out, and then they hit a pocket of poison gas. It was venting out slowly enough that they had a few days to evacuate, and the plan was to come back after. The gas had fully vented out and dissipated. This never happened because with most of the iron mined out, there was no financial reason to come back, and that meant the research team lost their main support. For those guys, so those guys never came back either. That all happened about 50 years ago, and due to the cold, I bet their settlements are mostly intact. Well, it's probably monsters. Monsters always move in if people around for a while. If people around for a while, it's like a law of nature. Anyway, I'm going to get some sleep and do a full survey of the nearby area tomorrow. Oh, also, I raided the storage room and it was mostly empty. Makes sense. They had a few days to evacuate, so they took their valuable stuff. I mean, that's good. I'm really happy for them. It's not like I wanted to fight a bunch of left behind treasure or anything. Don't judge me. Day 4. Well, I got settled in, thawed out the farm plots, planted some food for myself, just in case the rations I brought with me ran out. Still getting used to the cold. Volgard is quite temperate. Nobody there ever worries about keeping warm. Just outside the geoplant is a small airship dock. There's no rail line to the geoplant, but there's a footpath to other areas. I assume they just flew workers for a week or month long shifts. That would make sense. Also explains the small farm area I found. Being by myself in an area like this, I know I need to pay attention to my mental health. This test is about more than just my stated goals. I've seen plenty of students reach their mastery test only to flake out and teleport out early because they cracked. Well, that's not happening to me. Talia is taking home the gold. Well, green. Scout class hats are green. I'm taking home the green. Well, I mean, a higher level of green than I have right now. Anyways, I found some old ruins down one path. It was actually super gross. Some old zombies were thawing out from a glacial mount. I think I'll put up signs and label that area the Melting Dead, because that sounds cool and ominous. Oh, that was the area that we just died in a few minutes ago. Nobody is quite sure exactly where the zombies come from. Anyone who dies just respawns at their bed, and not all zombies are from villages. Now that I think about it, if it wasn't for that legislation outlining the farming of villager iron golems and iron mining, that iron mining expedition probably would never happen, and this place wouldn't exist. Who would think a debate on the humanity and treatment of villagers would lead to an abandoned glacial iron mine? Life is strange sometimes. The writing of this is so good. I killed, destroyed, a bunch of thawing zombies and found very ancient ruins in the Mounting Dead. So this is the kind of stuff the research team was looking to explore. There's basically two sets of ruins here in these glaciers. There's the mining town and research camp that's only a few decades old from the modern era, And then there's the ancient ruins that the researchers wanted to study. I think they are supposed to be like from the castle age, maybe feudal age. Day 7. Oh wow, new favorite spot. While the glacier rift was pretty, there wasn't much of interest there. However, Boreal Valley has the ruins of a huge bridge that I may have sort of wrestled with a bit. Come on, you try looking down. So I got tired of freezing my butt off exploring the area and decided to build a cute little outpost on a cliff. The view is super fab. Some people have better vision than others. Mine is the best. I can see 32 um units, but I know not everyone can see that far away. So I made cute pink little frags so the outpost sticks out better. Anyway, okay fine. I'm scared of heights. Guilty. You got me. Johnny showed them what they want. Nothing. You win nothing. I tried to get some wood and bridge out and fix the gap in the massive stone bridge, but I made it a little ways out, looked down, and totally lost my nerve. So instead, I eventually spent like 10 frigging years and dig out a big dumb coward staircase in the cliffs. Now I can go either way and explore more, although I need to be mindful of how I spend my time. I only have so much, and I need to fully analyze the magic tech reactor. Wasn't it the generator? Now it's a reactor. That is sorta like my main objective here. Duh. But seriously, it feels like it's take all day to make a hike, and all the while I have to be careful how cold it gets. The outpost was a very good idea. I'll try to remember to always keep it stocked with spare supplies. I suppose I don't really need to explore. Technically, I can just go to the Thawing Dead and kill 50 zombies, and that meets that requirement for the test. But I would know that I cheesed it, and this is literally an adventure test. Come on. Well, that is also an option, you know. Whoops, I need to... Yikes, I'm gonna die of... Oh, there is the crafting table. Make me some bread. I'm a big guy. I eat 3 loaves of bread in one sitting. Actually, let's just... Oh, wonderful, wonderful. The crafting. The new crafting. Remember the old days where you had to actually place in all the items instead of just pressing a button? Yeah, I remember those days. Day 8. I really miss my friends. I think the solitude is starting to get to me finally. I spend most of the day in bed. I cried a bit. The pressure is getting to me too. I have to do well, otherwise I fell out of my mastery course. While I was in bed, I heard howling. I thought seeing some wolves might cheer me up, so I went out to the Boreal Valley, but didn't see any. If there are out there, they must be stealthy little guys. I saw a bridge again. I saw the bridge again, and my stubby wooden addition. While I was there, I figured out I would try and bridge out more, but I added a few more blocks to my wood bridge, and I can't do it. I can't get over that vertigo looking down. And you have to look down to place blocks. Ah! Day 12. Well, I'm not sad anymore. That's the good news. Now my issue is getting my heart to stop racing. That was such a rush. I had made a lot of progress with the Magitech equipment, so I spent the day exploring the modern ruins. Why do fast zombies have to exist? Like, really, why? Why can't they all be just slow and dumb? Wait, there's fast zombies? Oh no. As expected, because humans have been gone for so long, monsters have infested the ruins. The first place I went was Miner's Cabin. This place is filled with generic corporation worker housing and seems to be the hub of the miner settlement. And it is infested with zombies, many of which are using weapons left behind the ruins, which makes dealing with them trickier. Teenage Charlie would probably have been some would probably have made some edgy comment about zombies and corporations, but thankfully I have at least grown out of such a tripe. What I haven't grown out of is being scared of my own mind from fast zombies chasing me. Thankfully, I am a scout, so my class helmet gives me a lot of run speed, so I can kite these idiots around as long as I don't make a mistake. Otherwise, I would probably have to bridge around like a coward and avoid the hordes. I did feel good to cut loose a peg each zombie with one of my enchanted wither arrows and watch them all thrash around briefly before falling over dead. Dead? Falling over destroyed? It doesn't have the same ring. Anyway, I ran around the area like a mad woman and spotted a large monster nest through the window of the town hall building. You can tell an area has a nest because of the tendrils of soul sand that's formed through the area. For whatever reason, monsters seem to bring with them certain types of blocks more than others, soul sand and mossy cobblestone being the most frequent. Only Endermen are ever seen actually carrying blocks, so maybe they are involved? I really wanted to loot the area near the nest, but I'm not sure if I have the time to systematically make the area safe enough to look around properly. I don't want to risk my grade by getting distracted too much, so I'll just peek in each area. Hopefully that will satisfy my curiosity. Oh, I think I saw a fake tropical island the miner set up. It made me feel better. I know logically, of course, it's tough coping here. Duh. But seeing a physical thing set up by others to help cope helped me, you know? I need to take some sip of liquid. A13. Earlier today, I went to the rail station at the first intersection. Spiders. While not as outright dangerous as fast zombies with swords, spiders are super gross. Well, not to Amy. Amy likes spiders. Most of the time. Sometimes, the fat ones are a bit cute when they get stuck. I look around the area after clearing out some spiders. Why? Amy is angry at you for clearing out the spiders. And don't really see much. I mean, it's a typical card handling it's a typical card handling station. I broke the only spider spawner that was there. But I saw signs of cracking stone, which means there may be more spiders. Tunneling nearby. Well, I don't feel like mining around in the halls to try and exterminate them all, so the dumb spiders can have their train station for all I care. Oh, I did find a chest with a lot of pink wool. I took that. Was probably some building material. Shipment that got left at the station during the evacuation. I redid the bedroom area and put carpet all over the place. Yay, it's so cute now. I also found a little pumpkin, probably part of a food shipment. Well, I made a cute jack-o'-lantern, so I can have someone to talk to while I have my meals. I'll name him Noshliwu. That's a cute name. Okay, ton of information. Wait, so this one goes there, this one goes there, this one goes there, this one goes there. 12 and 13, yeah, 16, 18, 19, 20. Day 16. Nothing much remarked on. I have just been finishing my study of the Magitech generator. I have 3 weeks for my project and I already have my 50 monster killed. And I'm fairly sure I can finish this with enough time to spare to explore a bit more. I put up signs everywhere. It feels silly, and yes, I probably seem like a crazy person, but I think it would actually go crazy without all the positive vibes everywhere. I heard howling again last night. Still haven't actually seen a wolf. That's all for now, I guess. Day 18. Yes, I'm done. I've finished all my projects, and I have 3 days to spare. Well, I would like to get back a day early and not cut it too close, so that's 2 days to explore. Yay! I'm going to get some sleep and head out first thing in the morning. Day 19. Today I explored the Dingus Lode mine. This was the main reason everyone came out here anyway, and I can see why. I wish I could have seen the mine when it was fresh and pristine. The iron deposits must have been huge. Actually, as it stands now, there is still a lot of iron in the mine, from a personal standpoint, but for a huge mining corporation, it would just be scraps and leftovers. As I understand it, the miners got assigned grid coordinates and mine out just what they were assigned that day, The foreman set the coordinates for each miner, and they would do shifts. It is a bit weird to me because they clearly miss ore by mining out their big blocky areas. Then again, I don't see their numbers, so I assume they know the best way. To make the most profit from a mining expedition, using their big block method probably makes it easier to organize digs, leaves the mine easier to navigate, nice and neatly blocked off area. If they got every last scrap of ore, they would end up with awkward shapes mined out that they need to go back and fill in, and I suspect they want to do as little actual building as possible. Not like the scraps go to taste usually. If it wasn't for the poison gas, freelance miners would have come in after the company had left and harvested everything left behind that the company deemed too troublesome to go after. I think it would be easier to just set up iron golem farms, but those are illegal now. Seems silly to me. They're the same as monsters or farm animals. I don't really think of the villagers as people, but I guess a lot of others do. But seriously, they don't talk. They just stand around all day. They don't eat, they don't sleep, they don't age. You could literally bury one alive in the ground, and the thing would just stay there forever, occasionally making their weird grunt noises, and nobody has ever actually seen them build anything themselves. We normal people have to do that for them, and then push them around literally like animals into their new homes. I personally think if it wasn't for their strange ability to hand them items and turning that magically into a new item, nobody would care about them. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. People say we should just assume they're sentient and have needs, and that they just can't communicate properly. I suppose that makes sense, but I just find them creepy. They act more like zombies than people. I never want to live around one. My brother has a few villagers near his house, and one time, I saw one of them just staring at an iron axe. The others were milling around like farm animals. But this one just kept looking at the axe all day. Creepy. Anyway, sorry I started ranting. It is just something I feel strongly about. I hope whoever reads this doesn't think bad of me. Maybe I'm just paranoid. Just the way that thing looked at that axe. I have never forgotten that. Never will. Day 20. Isn't this... This might be her last day. Yes, it is. Wow, I'm almost reconsidering going back a day early now. Almost. I'm tired of freezing my butt off. I want to go home and pass my mastery course. But wow, I finally finished my staircase up the cliffs and followed the tracks to the research team settlement. Their research base is right next to some ancient ruins, probably from the feudal or castle age. I've read about this kind of thing, but never actually seen a mostly intact town. Score 1 for being frozen, I guess. The research base have these generic little pot houses, probably the cheapest thing the mining company could get away with building. I actually find them kind of cute. One of these things I remember reading about these old civilizations is like their reality was different than ours. I don't fully understand it, but they have quartz in their buildings. But as far as we know, they never went to the nether. Furthermore, they seem to only collect food, wood, stone, and gold. And from those four resources, they were able to build things with a large variety of blocks types, which seems impossible to me. Nobody knows exactly how they did it, resulting in the leading theory that their reality simply worked on different rules than ours does. I did some snooping, and before the research team had to leave and their funding dried up, they'd come with an idea about what happened to the settlement. I think their theory is sound, as I can't seem to find any battle damage. But they think the civilization was progressing smoothly until a wondrous building was built in the faraway land. The building was so wondrous that all the people here just kinda got depressed and started standing around doing nothing. At first that makes no sense to anyone, but it does mesh with the theory that their reality worked under totally different rules or laws that ours does now. Oh, and the ruins are now infested with monsters, and I killed a boatload of them. Oh, speaking of boats, so maybe this place was warmer back in the Castle Age or whatever, but now is very cold and the warships and fishing boats of this old civilization are partially frozen in the glacier. It looks really neat. A lot of research equipment and spare parts were left haphazardly everywhere, but I don't really have any use for the stuff, so I left it where I found it. Maybe I should have bought it all here. I mean, I can't imagine why someone would want random boxes of parts. Well, the sun started to set and I came back. This is the end of my 20th day, and I think I'll quickly write up one last journal to tie everything together and explain things if someone finds all my stuff. I need to get ready because my rune of recall works at dawn or dusk, so I want to catch dusk event. Then I've got just a little bit of time left. I feel like maybe I didn't see everything that is out there, but I still had an awesome adventure. I hope whoever reads this stays safe and warm. Much love. Talia Ortega, Expert Scout, Valgrade University of Arcane Enchants. Okay, now that we have that backstory out of the way, it's actually quite interesting. That's one thing about Vex and his maps. He has so much care to detail and stuff like that. Oh, my throat is burning. So we now know that there was once a civilization here that worked a lot like Age of Empires, being they only mined wood and stone and all that. Then they built a building, and then everyone turned into villagers. But there was something else that she said that I also that oh yes, and the whole that's what it was, the whole like thing between villagers being actual people and all that. Magitek harvester. Let's see what this thing looks like. That's interesting. Maintenance access danger. This looks so interesting. Didn't she need to like get this thing to work or something? So yeah, we are going to go on an adventure now. You can do it. Thank you very much. Nozliv loves you and is rooting for you.